Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I, my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
Happy Friday. Peace and blessings to everybody out there spread across the interwebs. I hope all is well. Today's a day to celebrate and be grateful. Today's a day to reflect. Today is a day to be ambitious. I want to give a shout out to my writers, my poets, content creators. You know who you are. Keep doing your thing. Clip that I want to play. Pay very close attention. Make sure that you got your eyes open and your listening ear available. Because what he speaks on here is what we've been talking about for so many years. But in a spiritual sense, most people don't care. They don't pay this no attention. That's cool. By the time we're done with this conversation, you're either going to get something out of it or you're not. I stand by every word that I say within this discussion. With that being said, let's get some stuff situated here. Bring that up on the big screen. Now, what you're looking at apparently is a gentleman that boxes. I don't know who he is. I haven't really tapped into a lot of boxing lately, other than Canelo just losing horribly to Bud Crawford. Haven't been keeping up with it. But he wants to explain and expose low vibrational women who operate from a space of control. How to recognize Jezebel spirits. I thought this was quite interesting. So I'm going to share my take on it after he gets his bars off, and we'll proceed. Let's jump into it. Let's make sure that all right, cool.
How to detect low vibrational women. Pay attention.
You're online with just any girl requesting her. I had to request you, but you're requesting her? Are you for real? How are you though? How do you have a fight coming up anytime? I miss you.
Yeah, I do.
My outfit today?
Hell nah, bro. You looking
Bro,
great.
it's okay. He's a fruit bucket. He's a fruit bucket.
You caught that? Whenever you don't like them, they say you're zesty. If you truly know within yourself you're not a mook, stay calm. If it's not true, why are you barking? If a dog barks, you don't bark back, right? This is also the evil spirit in them. Evil spirits like to antagonize you for a reaction. Don't give them a reaction. They feed off negative energy.
I can't show my body. No, he's a fruit bucket. It's okay. Show your whole body and I can't show my boobie.
It's too much double standards in dating. If she sets boundaries, she's empowering. If men set boundaries, we're controlling. If I don't want a single mother, I'm immature. If she don't date broke men, it's a preference. It's too much double standards in dating.
Bro, why are you trying to act nonchalant? Like you're not, the order's not giving that. It is, I like him. I don't. Pass me that ball. It's giving cornball. Here. Pass me that ball. Here, cornball. Passed.
Understand that Jezebels hate prophets. Whenever they can't get a reaction out of you, it makes them upset. Jezebel spirits feed off negative energy. Don't give them any reaction. For those of you that don't know, a Jezebel spirit is a biblical term. It's basically a woman made to manipulate men, destroy men, and take advantage of men's lust. Understand that most of these women nowadays are zombies. They're all programmed. They want their nails done, hair done, BBL done. They think that if you can't provide that, you don't deserve love. So always be on lookout for a Jezebel spirit. And above all, stop chasing women. If you're 18 through 28 years old, you need to be focused on your God-given purpose. Stop chasing women. In 10 years from now, nobody's going to ask you how much females you cracked. What did you do? Who did you inspire? Stop worrying about these females and get on your grind. A chick is not going to make you $1 million. They pull up on you when you got the milk. How?
You know, the common denominator for suicide, for depression, for death, for loneliness, for competing women. On the top of the food chain, when you look at what men desire the most, what we strive for, what we put our all into, the ultimate end game is for validation from women. In 2025, promiscuity has hit such a high. It is so prevalent. It is so spread across the nation that is almost damn near normalized. It's like you can be naked and it be considered clothing. What you would once wear to the beach, no, you can wear that out in public like it's a regular outfit. They blurred the lines between being decent and being spiritually disproportionate. A woman with a Jezebel spirit, they have one goal and one mission. And within that goal and mission, those particular entities do not operate under the same laws and principles as a woman with structure. These particular women move selfishly. They move with indignation, with pride, with arrogance, with ego, with self-entitlement. This type of woman right here, she's only there to extract resource. That spirit that is within this particular woman, her whole entity is shrouded by lies and deception. She's under the impression that her body is beyond a spiritual awakening. It has nothing to do with God. As far as these demonic entities that use these particular type of folks, they know that them women don't have a working compass. Their shit shifts from left to right all day. They're easier to influence. If and when you are able to lie to somebody and convince them that being promiscuous, overly aggressive, sexual, alluring, if you can convince people to be selfish, self-absorbed, you definitely have some stuff going on beyond just the worldly insight that comes along with it. There is something that you are not understanding within the context of reality and the other side of this world that nobody else sees. And it's clear as day that the wool is over a lot of men's eyes. A lot of men have succumbed and been victimized by the Jezebel spirit. You know why these conversations aren't very popular? Because if you actually took the time out to understand and learn what these things are and how they attract and how they dissect and destroy the spirit while feeding off of it, you would move completely different out here in the world. We want love, we want peace, we want desire, we want friendship, we want all of these positives, but we don't want them the way that God wants us to have them. We want them the way we want to have them. It never works out that way, doing things the way that you want them to work. One of Satan's greatest tools is convincing you that he does not exist. Once he knows you don't believe in him and you don't believe that this invisible man can do harm to you or he has any type of subjectivity over your life, that is where he operates the best. Because most humans, they feel as if they have 1,000% control over their mortality because you're given freedom of speech. You can vote, you can drive, you can decide if you want to pay for this or pay for that. You can decide whether or not you want to love this person or hate this person. You can decide if you want to be a murderer or you want to be a rapist. You can be whatever you want without spiritual consequences that will come immediately. You're more afraid of what's going to happen if you do things in the fleshly perspective than you are in the spiritual. Why? Because spiritual punishment and chastisement does not have the same results and the same limitations that fleshly punishment does. When you're punished in the flesh, it results in physical harm, mental, emotional, financial, fleshly, worldly harm based on actions subsequent to desires and wants and needs woven into your heart and in your conscience. They derive from worldly needs. So if you decide that you hate somebody and you got anger in your heart and you want to harm them and you go out here and you act on your anger towards them, guess what? More than likely, you're going to get arrested and go to jail. Physical consequences, financial consequences. Family gets dragged in. Media gets dragged in. It's something that you see. Physical responses and physiological outcomes based on your decision making hits different when you can actually see it for yourself. That's what makes people either confident or double back and say, I don't know. I don't really know if I want to do this or not. The world conscious gives you your directory. That's your master. The world is most human beings' master. You don't serve God. You serve the world. You serve your car. You serve your paycheck. You serve social media. You serve clicks and likes. You serve your soda, your cigarettes, your weed, your celebrity friends, your invisible friends. That's who you service. Most people are governed by worldly items, worldly jurisdictions. The spiritual side of it does not really show. So it doesn't seem harmful. Doesn't even seem like it exists or it's even real. As far as you're concerned, the spiritual world is fake. There is no such thing. Everything that you see happen when people get shot and killed and all of that gets associated with world and fleshly discographies. To the world, that has nothing to do with spirituality. None. Because if you can't see it, it must not be real. Even though we breathe air every day. and you can't explain why your heart beats and why you have images and thoughts. You know why we're here? And I know it's a stretch just be talking about it, but so many men have been broken and have succumbed to fleshly desires, unaware that our emotions, our anger, our iniquity, our lustly thoughts, all of it is energy based. All of it. And it has to go somewhere. It gets dispersed somewhere. Just like your TV has to get energy from somewhere, and it has to get a specific signal in order for the images that show up on the television. It's no different than the spiritual side. When women, like, matter of fact, I don't even know why I took it down. I should have left it up. I'm gonna bring it back up here so you can see what I'm talking about. When women utilize their bodies in the way that these two did, to you it might seem like it's innocent. It's not really harmful. It's not really a big deal until you really break this shit down and go into the other layers of it. Some of you haven't even seen the clip, so I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna pause it. Succubus spirits siphon and feed off of iniquity, off of sin, off of lust and desire, off of pain, off of anger, off of hurt. Succubus spirits feed off of human spirituality. You ever felt drained after you got your orgasm? You ever felt drained when you were angry or you were crying or you were in pain and things doubled and magnified? Like your struggles in life got worse and worse because of it. It just seemed like shit just kept piling up. And the voices, they intensified. You start getting memories of every other bad thing that happened in your life. Or it just seemed like you just have a day that just is filled with consecutive, dang, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this happened. I can't, yeah. Those are demonic spirits in your head speaking negatively into you so that you can continue to dwell in misery. The longer you stay hurt, you stay angry, you stay in that bitterness, the more those demonic spirits can feed off of you. You know how I know this? Because there's too many testimonies about folks who visited hell. And as they're visiting these places, one thing that they always say in these videos is the demons laugh at you as they're tormenting you, as they're ripping into you, they're cutting you open, they're dismembering you, you screaming and yelling, all type of, they feed off of humans' pain. succubus spirits move through women who don't understand who they are in the spiritual aspect of life. These type of women think that this world is just their Eden. There's no holds barred. I can be sexy, I can be attractive, I can use my sexuality to obtain all access to every single thing that I see fit, because I have the body, I have the genitalia, I have the hair, the eyes, the lips, I have the feminine energy that most people want. I'm unstoppable. I'm like a walking checkbook. They don't have no rules. They don't have no sense of self, no sense of morality. There's nothing binding them to feeling bad about doing anything, or they don't see any issues with using what they have to persuade or to bring a person out of a sense of accountability. Basically, if you beat your dick off to a OnlyFans model chick or somebody on social media, or you're lusting and desiring after them, they don't feel like that's their problem. They don't have no issues with you spending your money on them. They don't have no issues with enticing you indirectly and directly, because they don't really, they don't belong to this same genetic setup that most people who know God do. They don't live like that. They see this shit like, I run the world. I'm the only woman here on this planet. I can say and do whatever the hell I want. The only laws that I'm going to honor are the ones of this earth. Meaning, if I am illegally doing something on paper and I can visibly see it, the court says it's illegal, the judge, the president, social media, if the people say there's consequences behind it, even then they don't give a fuck. But they're more likely to respect those rules than they are invisible spiritual rules that were written in a book that people think is make-believe. And I know it's not really a popular conversation. I understand most people don't really want to hear it. I know people don't care about it. But the truth of the matter is, every time you pour your energy out into one of these women and you give them this validation, you make them worse. You allow them to spread that wickedness further out to other people. It creates this world that you see now where men, the ones that really are like fucking confused and lost about what women are supposed to replicate. You've created a whole breed, a whole community of dudes who are literally walking into the slaughter. Like, you just got men on a conveyor belt. All of them are going in one direction. Ass, 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 ass. All they're chasing is that. And when you're chasing after her, she's feeding off of your spiritual energy, siphoning it. You can't work. You can't focus. You don't know if you're a doctor or a lawyer. You don't know if you got what it takes to make money or create a family. You don't know the difference between fellowship and dictatorship. You don't know the difference between being a leader and a follower. You don't know how to stand out against the world when everybody says that it's popular and it's cool to be a part of this system that's governed by demonic principalities. Jezebel spirits don't have a jurisdiction. They're not controlled. They're not ruled by anybody. These women either sold their souls or don't realize that they picked a side, and they're pretty much serving who they want to serve. I know. From these Instagram models to these adult porn stars to these children, they hit 18. As soon as they hit 18, they right in that shit. Why? Because everybody loves sex. Everybody wants the orgasm. But I remove key points within having these interactions in person or via the internet. You forget that there is a direct connection between this world and the other world. Most of us want to see our loved ones once we pass away, and most of us probably won't. Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Let's not pretend like everything on the internet is supposed to just be about drama and about competing with everybody else's style. That's like, I don't know shit about quantum physics. I appreciate it for what it is. There are things that you'll never see me cover, but if I know people who speak about it and they're very knowledgeable about it, I have absolutely no problem presenting that to the public. Why? Because everything ain't about sex. Everything does not have to revolve around drama. But in this situation right here, you got men and women who are under the pretext that they are living right. And I ain't here to judge you. I'm giving some insight from a personal experience of my own. Jezebel spirits, they don't want nothing more from you other than your spiritual essence, your time, your energy, your money, your finances. Think about it this way. Why do you think we keep having conversations about gold diggers and hypergamy and why men are simps and why men are not men and this? Why do you think all of this shit happens? There's a core reason behind it. We know men can be cruel and evil. We do not target the carnality and the intellectual prowess that comes from the wiles of the tongue of women, man. All she got to do is flex and look good on social media. All she gotta do is take a couple gym pictures, stand there, show her bare face, do a little funny dance, and y'all respect it. You honor and worship it. You're ready to take your last dollar and send it to them. You're willing to do whatever it takes to get her attention. Probably don't even want her, just temporarily. All they got to do is show up, half dressed, shit, even fully dressed, and that's it. Let me go ahead and bring this back up here real quick. This is only for a specific group of people who feel where I'm coming from. Like, you know what I'm talking about. This ain't make believe to you. Like, this shit is legit. Let's play this one more time.
Vibrational woman. Pay attention.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
This is a boxer guy from New York. Are you serious? You're on live with just any girl requesting her. I had to request you, but you're requesting her? Are you for real? How are you though? How do you have a fight coming up anytime? I miss you.
Yeah, I do.
My outfit today?
Hell nah, bro. You looking
Bro, it's okay. He's a fruit bucket. He's a fruit bucket.
You caught that? Whenever you don't like them, they say you're zesty. If you truly know within yourself you're not a mook, stay calm. If it's not true, why are you barking? If a dog barks, you don't bark back, right? This is also the evil spirit in them. Evil spirits like to antagonize you for a reaction. Don't give them a reaction. They feed off negative energy.
I can't show.
Now, you see where I'm going with this. This is where we're at in 2025. And it's not a popular topic because I'm corny for calling it out. But in reality, this is somebody's daughter. This is somebody's sister, somebody's aunt. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody's family. All up on the internet with their body exposed to the entire world freely, just flaunting it around, basically saying, hey, look at me, I'm for sale. But see, he wasn't responding to her tactics and her presence and her energy. Like, that shit is off-putting to a dude who got common sense, a man who has principles, and he's like on his own purpose and he ain't easily distracted. He gonna look at that and say, oh, this is a trap. I wish I could find that cartoon. It was a cartoon I used to look at when I was a kid, man. Wacky World of Racists or some shit like that. And this is one of them tactics right here. They use social media, and they use succubus spirits and Jezebel spirits. They use their body just like that. They dangle the bait in front of you, and then once you take the bait, they pull you out the water, and you die. It's a verse in the Bible. I can't even quote it, but it speaks about a bird in a snare, and it speaks about the fishermen. Women like this, they use their body to bait you in because they know what you're there for. And as soon as they get you out the water, you start losing your money. You start performing as good as you possibly could. You're distracted. You were making X amount of money. Now you're making less than what you were making before. You start having more issues in your family. You start having more issues on your job. You start doing business horribly. All why? Because all you can think about is the orgasm. All you can think about is pleasing this person. But they're slowly killing you. Slowly. Not even just the spiritual. I mean, not even the physical, but the spiritual. The spiritual death is way worse.
My body? No, he's a fruit bucket. It's okay. Show your whole body and I can't show my boobies.
It's too much double standards in dating. If she sets boundaries, she's empowering. If men set boundaries, we're controlling. If I don't want a single mother, I'm immature. If she don't date broke men, it's a preference. It's too much double standards in dating.
Bro, why are you trying to act nonchalant? Like you're not, the order's not giving that. It is, I like him. I don't. Pass me that ball. It's giving cornball. Here. Pass me that ball. Here.
Insults. What the insult for? What was the point? Why are you so triggered? I didn't hear him disrespect you. I didn't hear him disrespect you one time. He just didn't give you what you expected. And because he didn't give you what you expected, you turned it into gaslighting, name calling. A lot of women like her are so immature, they don't understand that they're being used by something bigger than they are. You so used to people kissing your ass, you can't accept the fact that, I don't know, maybe somebody is just not with all the thirst trapping. Maybe there's just people who don't like that fucking stink ass attitude. Maybe, just maybe, you dress too inappropriate for his taste. Maybe he wants something with a little more class. He wants somebody that carries themselves differently. Oh, but he's not sucking up to you, so he gotta be corny. He born, he's this, he's that. Yet here you are on his stream. You're video chatting with him. Now, if he was sucking up to you, this would have been a different conversation. You would have been nice. You would have been friendly. You would have been more available and forthcoming. So you still will let him crack, but you won't do it because your ego is hurt. You can't use him the way that you would anybody else. He shows a level of control that you don't like. So because you can't manipulate that shit, you're trying to break him in other ways to make yourself look good on that stream. While your friend, she's still thirsty. Because he has something that both of you want. This is the deeper side and the darker side of a reality that people don't address enough.
Cornball passed.
Understand that Jezebels hate prophets. Whenever they can't get a reaction out of you, it makes them upset. Jezebel spirits feed off negative energy. Don't give them any reaction. For those of you that don't know, a Jezebel spirit is a biblical term. It's basically a woman made to manipulate men, destroy men, and take advantage of men's lust. Understand that most of these women nowadays are zombies. They're all programmed. They want their nails done, hair done, BBL done. They think that if you can't provide that, you don't deserve love. So always be on lookout for a Jezebel spirit. And above all, stop chasing women. If you're 18 through 28 years old, You need to be focused on your God-given purpose. Stop chasing women.
If you doing what you need to be doing out here in the world, your mind is clean, your spirit is clean, your track record with dealing with folks is good, you're healthy, you're in shape, your money is doing what it's supposed to do, you're tithing, you have your relationship with God and not with the world. If you're doing what you are supposed to be doing, you will be fine. You will never not have the opportunities that are necessary for you to have, because you're doing what God needs you to do for him. He got you covered. You can't go wrong. There's nothing that can distract you or take you off your course. But see, people, and especially men, a lot of y'all are looking at this shit for face value. No, the world and the red pill stuff and all this shit is happening the way it's happening because of Jezebel spirits. The real problem why we got people who say you can only love me if you spend this type of money on me. The only way you can take care of me if you do this and you take me here. That's the Jezebel spirit. They only want what they can take from you. They're only there to extract resources. They are soul snatchers. They are spiritually present to steal and take from you. That's it. These women think that feminism is really about feminism. This shit is deeper than that. This shit is about people being allowed to be more immorally free to do what the fuck they want without judgment. That's it. As years roll out, the worse it's going to get, the more intense it's going to get. That's why divorces suffer. That's why marriages don't last. That's why relationships don't last. That's why people don't know what it looks like to have a real man or a real woman in their corner. That's why people are thirst trapping. That's why everybody's switching their professions to being sexual. That's why all of these conversations continue to come up. But you notice most networks or platforms never speak about Jezebel spirits. There are shows and people who do bring it up, but you don't see it in a high dose. Yesterday, I got tested all day. I had some of the most draining shit happen. I burnt and almost set the house on fire twice yesterday. I was cooking. The first thing I had on the stove, that shit burnt up. I caught it just in time before it actually destroyed my dinner. And then I set up another one. But see, I was going through shit. And I forgot that I had this cooking. And then I ended up having to catch another potential fire. Because the thoughts and the tests and trials that always tend to fuck with you to make you backslide into your lust and desires intensify. Like when you ain't getting immediate results and shit ain't going the way you want it to, that's when Satan comes and piles on, because he wants you to go backwards. He wants you to do things that might seem like it's pleasant and it's fun until you realize that it really isn't. I fucked around and burnt up 2 pans. And it was only because I had a conversation throughout that whole thing that kind of calmed me down, because I was like, man, fuck. I'm like, the fuck am I doing here, man? Why am I even trying? You know what I'm saying? Everything that could have went wrong yesterday went wrong. But I wake up today giving glory, praise, and honor to God, because God ain't have nothing to do with any of that. See, Satan wants me to backslide and fall into this shit so that the blessings that's waiting for me, that like I know is there, he wants me to lose it all. And my biggest downfall has always been women. That's always been one of my weaknesses. So if I gave into that shit, I would absolutely lose everything. There's no fucking way of recovering from it. And a lot of dudes, they fall under the same umbrella. Your wife is somewhere. It's just not her. You got money to make. You got people to meet. You have conversations you need to have. You can't do any of that shit when you fucking around with people that you have no business dealing with. Women who have allowed Jezebel spirits to dictate their life, they don't know how bad it's going to get for them. Some of them have already suffered because of it and fell victim because of it. Men as well. Jezebel spirits come to steal, kill, and destroy. Think about a garden with the most beautiful vegetables, flowers, but you have those weeds. You know what I'm talking about, them weeds that grow and it fuck everything up. It chokes the life out of your roses, and your tomatoes don't ripen. Like, that's what a Jezebel spirit is. Is basically a weed. Jezebel spirits are basically spiritual demonic entities that choke the life out of anything that is good. It wants all of your nutrients. It wants everything from you to maintain its life force. It lives off of you like a leech. So it drains you of everything that you have once you die, or once you're in a state where you're too unhealthy to get anything from. Then it moves on to the next source. Why you think all of these motherfuckers in Hollywood sleep around with each other? Why you think there's so many baby mamas and all this baby daddy drama shit? Why you think all that shit happened? Shit is not a joke. And I know seeing corny, it don't really make sense to some people, but like, that's some real spill. A woman was posted on Instagram earlier. I saw she had 3 kids. She killed herself. Single mom of 3, killed herself. 23 years old. She had just turned 23, killed herself. You can't tell me that's not demonic. And I don't know where she is. I'm not going to speak on the dead. I'm going to say this, though. Demons, they have no other objective other than to take from you however they can, through whomever they can use to get to you. You decide, is it worth it? Because I know the signs are right there in your face. I know you're living or you're dealing with people who have, I am not serving God. I'm serving something else. I know you know people like that. The way they talk, the way they walk. how they carry themselves. I know you are familiar with it. You keep on ignoring it. You can pretend like the spiritual world does not exist. Go ahead. Every time I look on social media and I see a woman shaking her ass and twerking her ass, I already know Jezebel spirit, Jezebel spirit, Jezebel spirit. Yep, you trying to get somebody to your OnlyFans. They don't even care that what they're basically doing is not just for profit. You think that you're just up here shaking your ass to make easy money? No, you are facilitating the demise of future generations by ensnaring them through the visual, taking them off of the calling and purpose that God has for them so that you can make money. You think it's just about money. You think you're just this woman in flesh and bone who looks good. You're providing a innocent service. They get something out of it. You get something out of it. That's how you look at it. You don't understand that you just shaved off 5 years of their life. You just shaved off 2 weeks a paycheck. You just delayed them from meeting the love of their life. You just delayed them from reading the word. You just took them away from church. You just distracted them and desensitized them in how to really be in a relationship. You don't see the bigger picture in any of your actions. You just get up here, you want attention, you feed off of it, you live off of it, and you don't have nothing else to stand on. You can't provide nothing else. And so when people say, oh, women don't hold themselves accountable, it ain't just because you think we hate you and we don't like you and all that. You know, and I know that every decision that we make has a outcome. If I would have said fuck it yesterday and did what I wanted to do, today would not have gone the way that it has so far. I would have fucked up an entire day. My whole weekend probably would have been destroyed. You are the author of your presence. Just my 2 cents, of course, though. You know how everybody has their own thing on social media. Some people do music reviews, some people do movie reviews, some people do mukbangs, some people are just editors, some people are cartoonists. You know how everybody, they have their own thing. I have my own thing. I speak on my own personal experiences, and I give my perspective on things that I see happening on the internet and in real life. That's pretty much the bottom line to that. So with all that being said, take from this what you will. I hope it helps somebody. I do want to say thank you to everybody who pulled up. I still got some recording to get done. I got to change my intro, not the music itself, but I'm changing the visual for King's Table. I will be back on later. Me and Sydney, 8 o'clock. No open mic. Not doing an open mic. Not this weekend. But I will be back live later. Appreciate y'all. If you're not following, I appreciate it. If you just hit the button real quick, don't take but a second. If you are new to the channel, I appreciate you for your support. And yeah, we up out of here, man. Let me get this off of here. Happy Friday. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Just in case I don't see you later, but if I do, pull up, come hang out with us. And yeah, do me a solid before you go. Oh yeah, I gotta chop that. I hit the wrong one. I gotta chop up the stream I did yesterday. But y'all be easy. I'll see you guys later.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide, my ancestors speak. They tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums.